So I often talk about holding cultures accountable for their perpetuated destructive tendencies. Just because people appeal to tradition as why certain values or actions are supported doesn't mean the consequential outcomes can just be ignored. So who do we talk to about creating a strategy to dissuade people from participating in destructive norms and to persuade them to participate in productive norms? There's no one individual that can take responsibility for the group, but we can't also say that the individuals in the group aren't culpable either. I think it's fair to say that some are more responsible than others, but all have some responsibility according to the size of their affecting cause and the level of their participation in the norm. It's often the case when you study philosophy that the healthy balance between two ideas is the conditional truth. We try to assign direct blame and identify the innocent, but we don't have any way to measure the condition of an individual that is both guilty and innocent other than the measurable consequences of their actions. No-fault collective responsibility is a concept in philosophy and ethics that deals with the idea of group accountability for harmful outcomes, even when no individual member of the group can be singled out as culpable. This notion challenges traditional views of moral responsibility that typically focus on individual agency and intentionality, shared outcomes, and moral responsibility. The concept is often used to address cases where an outcome is the result of multiple factors involving several individuals or groups acting together. Even if each individual does what they believe to be right, the collective outcome can be undesirable, and the group might be collectively responsible for addressing or compensating for it. This is just one of those ideas that constantly strains our mind. Assignments like blame or innocence are rarely, if ever, reducible to the simple concepts we use to just understand a piece of the real situation. Language-based concepts could never do the work of actually creating a real-world situation and tweaking the model to prove what you are saying. That's basically what we as humans need. Some kind of world modeler that can be used to create actual world scenarios from our arguments so we can see how close they are to the truth. Language descriptions are just so simple, trying to deal with a highly complex reality. Just the way language works. The way it has to draw small circles around vastly interconnected ideas and concepts so we can define them in a way to get our tiny brains around them. But all the massive stuff we fail to account for plunges us into paradox and contradiction time and time again. It's that they are so limited that we only capture a tiny portion of all the substance we can see and hear around us. We know just from experience how short we are falling from the truth. This is why we have to be careful about tendencies and norms that are pushed upon us by tradition that produce destructive outcomes. Look closely. While there may be no problems for you, how do the cultural tendencies drive people within the culpable group to treat others that are different than they are? If you support the larger group, but you don't support the more destructive tendencies of the group, you still support the destructive tendencies indirectly. If you like this kind of philosophical subject matter, help us out by liking the video and subscribing to the channel.